Hey, it's Rob-N-ator. So, go out here. The host is still sleeping. I don't want to wake him up because he's hyper guy. Well, made a video here last night, and it was dark out. Obviously, I did that around midnight. Um, I just want to tell you about experience. I talked briefly about um, going out to different places and how people react, but I'm just thinking about last night. We ended up going to this really nice restaurant, and I think in Boston it'd probably be a 3 or 4 star restaurant. Kind of a mixed crowd. The crowd was, some of them was casual, and some of them were kind of upper class, or at least they presented themselves like that. Really nice, open air, just like very nice. It's the kind of place that in Boston it would just be just filled to the rim like all the time, just because of like how dainty it is. But I started thinking about it a little while ago. I was like, oh yeah, you know what? Those two waiters, like, they were hanging out like we were royalty. Like they were standing around, and every time, like, if I wanted to get a piece of pizza off the thing or something like that, he would, no, and but had a constant smile on his face. One guy had a constant smile on his face, and the other guy, his face was just like he was just paying attention. He was just looking at me, listening to my host, and just he was just absorbing it all. So I'm looking back and I'm paying part of it all. Part of it just because they're not used to having American over there, but his so the one guy was just he was just waiting. The entire restaurant around us was going on, and I looked around and I noticed that they didn't have any waiters like sitting there waiting on him hand and foot. We had two of them, two men. They were they were standing by our table, and they literally ignored the rest of the restaurant. Nobody came to like say, "Hey, you need to get to work" or anything. But I was just thinking about that, and like I said on the other video, it's just they brought up Trump. They brought it up, and I was like, all right, I was like, I wasn't gonna talk about any of this stuff. I was gonna keep everything to myself. So because it looked like I gave him the cold shoulder, and I wasn't giving him the cold shoulder. I was just trying to be respectful and just keep politics like out of anything, because I know like some people get sore about it, and I just had a massive like reality that these people, like, oh my god, it's like, oh, you're from America, you know Trump, like it's almost like Jesus incarnate or something. um, so I was like, all right, I'll just show him, and I have a picture, an old picture from when the last time I voted, and I had to walk I had to walk down the street to go vote, and it's 50-50 back home. It's like some people, they're like hardcore Trump, but the majority of people, like, they want to slit your throat for having anything to do with Trump. So I was walking down the street with my Trump shirt on. I had a Trump shirt where he was, the American flag, and like it's the image of where he got, where he's like, fight. He had blood going down his face, and it's not like I'm like I'm a Trump phenom or anything. I did it for a point. I only did that just to prove a point. It's not like I don't worship anybody. So I showed him that picture, and his eyes just opened up like, yes, you're with us, that kind of thing. I'm trying to describe this and not be on the video for 10 minutes or anything, but it was like, man, you know what, like. I, I could kind of get used to this, the friendliness, and just like, because I'm not used to any of that. I, I'm I'm not used to it. Like you don't hardly get any form of love. You don't hardly get any form of respect from from the restaurants or from people back home. It's like it's so void of positive emotion most of the time that you just like you just stay strong and you carry on your way. I was like, now I kind of get why. You know, I I have to admit, I'm not a person. I'm not. I have to, how do I say this? No, I'm not going to say it because someone will take it out of context and say something stupid about it. But anyway, I don't really know how to edit like pictures into the video, but I really want to glorify these guys. I was I was very, very, very impressed because it's like they have the professionalism that you only see on TV. Even back home, like you go to these 3 or 4 star places, and these people are not straight, clean cut, like clean cut, not a hair's out of place. These are like the kind of waiters and servers you only see like on movies. These are those type of guys. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give him American cash. So I pulled a 20 out. And at home, $20 was like, yeah, thanks. But this guy, like, because I looked it up, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this guy's week. So I pulled $20 out. Hey, and my host is like, are you stupid? Like, I'm like, I know what I'm doing, dude. He says, he says, man, you just made this guy's year. He doesn't even know it. He says, just giving him American cash, you just made this guy's year. I was like, I think I'm kind of aware. I'm not stupid. Like I know I know relative situations. I do research a lot of things. I mean, that's my degree, is a research degree basically. So I look at things. I pay attention. I mean, I know things. I'm not a complete tard. So anyway, I just wanted to elaborate on that a little bit. It was neat, and I'm just thinking, like, man, how am I gonna readjust to like going back home, dealing with tolls, and paying full price for everything again. I'm like, man, I'm gonna have a reculture shock. All right, that's it.